Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you today on behalf of Kitaholic Kits, and I'm sharing a new scrapbook layout for January 2022. Now I like to create in the 9x12 format because it really gives me a little bit of a change, and it's mainly for storage purposes, but I do like to create in that 9x12 size. So that's what I'm featuring for you today, is a 9x12 layout. And I want to show you a couple of different ways this month that you can use the distress crayons in the mixed media kit. So as you can see, I started this background by adding the distress crayon straight onto the background and then trying to add water, but it wasn't spreading the way that I liked. So I pulled out my craft mat, and I'm now just putting the distress crayon straight onto the craft mat and using water and my paintbrush to create that sort of watercolor type background. Now it does dry quite light, so you can add as much boosted up color as you want to. So if you want to add more color, if you want it darker, lighter, you just need to use more or less distress crayon depending on your preference. So now that I've got that little watercolor type background, I'm going to add a piece of paper over the other side. So you can see that this really gorgeous floral paper matches in with that watercolor background, and it helps to sort of break this up a little bit. If you used a whole piece of pattern paper, it would be just a little bit too much, but having that watercolor is subtle enough that you sort of get that appearance of white space but it's not sort of overpowering with the patterns. Now, I decide that I'm going to add lots of florals and lots of the ephemera around my photo and down that strip of the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and add that into the background. So I'm going to use a combination of foam mounting tape and just ordinary tape to stick all that down until I'm happy. And now it's time to embellish around that photo a little bit. So normally I would actually make a mat around my photo before I stuck it all down, but in this case I've stuck it down and mounted it on a little piece of cardboard, and then I'm going to embellish around it. So really simple page for today, just to show you how to use those distress crayons in a watercolor type way, and then embellishing just lightly with some ephemera and a few little stickers and bits and pieces. So that's my first layout for the month. I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that little subscribe button.